Sorry for the latest cliffhanger, guys. I know you've been really excited for the new gun, just as excited as I am. So without any further ado, here is my new gun.
You know I'm gonna change. Things just don't stay the same no more, no more. You know I'm gonna break. You know I'm gonna break your fading heart. But it's over. It's over.
What's up, guys? This is the Novritsch SSG24. I spent a lot of time in Asia to make this gun, and I'm really excited that I can finally show you guys why I think this is by far the best airsoft sniper that's out in the market. The Novritsch SSG24 comes with internals that can already handle an M190 out of the box, which equals around 650 FPS at 0.2 gram BBs. But it's not just the internals that makes this gun really shine over all the other guns out there. Here in front we have a completely disassembled Novritsch SSG24, and let me guide you through the parts and their features so I can show you guys why I think that this is just the best thing out there. Even after 8 years of airsoft sniping, I can definitely say this is the best airsoft sniper I ever had in my hands. Let's get started with the stock of the SSG24. It's made of a glass fiber reinforced polymer, just like the real gun. So it feels extremely sturdy, there's no flex at all, and it's extremely durable, not just because of the material used, but also because of the thickness. When you look at this, that's at least 6 to 7 millimeters of material, which is very rare in the airsoft industry. Here in the back of the SSG24, we have a stock length adjustment, which is completely made of CNC machined aluminum, which means that there's no wobble. In the back, we have a rubberized backplate. It's really sick, looks really nice, and gives you comfort while shooting. The metal trigger guard is made of aluminum, so again, feels very sturdy. It's not some cheap plastic or anything like this. And the studs for the sling seals, they're made of steel. And they're also countered with a steel nut on the inside of the stock. This makes the stock really durable, and just there is no way you will ever break the stock. It's just like the real one. Right here we have the M40A3 stock for the SSG24. It's just the same quality as on the SSG24, but the stock is not out yet. It's a prototype and it will be released in a few months. Anyhow, the SSG24 will always come with the M24 stock. But whenever this thing gets released, you can just change from the M24 stock to this neat looking stock just by changing a few screws. Let's talk about the receiver of the SSG24. Here we have a unique serial number, the Novritsch logo and the model number. And also on top of it, we have a nice looking Picatinny rail here with this cutout. And it's mounted with 4 steel screws, very important, not just pot metal screws, into the receiver. Receiver is completely CNC machined out of aluminum and is very sturdy. It also has 2 glide rings on the inside made of plastic, so it gives you a really nice and smooth bolt pull. Inside the receiver sits the cylinder of SSG24. It's made of steel and it's black oxidized to give it this neat look. Now, why is this cylinder so durable? It's because it's very thick, made of steel, and also the back of the cylinder, it's not crimped like on the cheap China-made sniper rifles. It's pinned right there. So 3 spring pins connect the base of the cylinder to the actual shaft of the cylinder. In front of the cylinder sits the hard anodized aluminum cylinder head. Has an O-ring here for the seal and a nice rubber pad on the back, so when the piston impacts, it makes the sound just a little quieter of the shooting and the vibrations gets eaten up with this rubber ring. Also, the nozzle of the cylinder head, it's extended to give the BB the perfect placement inside the hop-up, which is very important for a consistent backspin. Inside the cylinder sits the high-speed piston. Now it's made of different materials to give it the perfect properties that a piston needs. There's the rubber seal cap in front, which is nice because when it impacts on the cylinder head, we have rubber on rubber, which makes the gun quite silent. Then the shaft of the piston, here is nice looking gold. It's aluminum, which makes the piston very lightweight. Here in the back we also have a Teflon glide ring, which is very nice for a smooth bolt pull. And on the back, where the piston has to be durable, it's made of steel. Here's where the sear engages. So here we want a very hard material. So this makes for a perfect piston. The piston compresses the spring onto the spring guide. Now the spring guide is made of a polished stainless steel shaft, and the base of the piston is a heat-treated, very hard steel. Boss are connected with a very long M6 screw, so there's no way this will come loose. And of course, they have the same length, so we have a maximum guide of the spring. And because the base of the spring guide sits perfectly inside the piston, once the system is compressed inside the cylinder, the only thing that touches the cylinder is the glide ring and the rubber seal cap. This means that there's no friction from metal to metal, it's only plastic to metal, which means that the bolt pull is extremely smooth and very, very nice. Now before I'm heading to the spring, one thing I forgot, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about spring guides and bolt action sniper rifles. Lots of people will ask, why are there no ball bearings on this spring guide? Now the easy answer is that all parts inside a bolt action sniper rifle are completely round, which means that they can turn inside the cylinder. On an AHG it makes sense because those parts can turn, but on a bolt action sniper rifle, manufacturers just use it for marketing. That's why there's no ball bearing on there, because it just makes the gun less reliable. It's just another part that can go wrong, and that's why I designed it like this. The spring is made of silicon chrome steel, which is very easy to compress, but it returns extremely fast. Of course it has flattened ends on both sides, and there are lots of springs available. For the SSG24, you can choose between two different springs when you purchase the gun. You can choose either an M130 or an M150, but the gun can take anything up to M190, which is ridiculous for a stock sniper, which is one of the things why I love this gun so much. Okay, let's get to the trigger part. Here's where a lot of the magic happens. The trigger is made of a metal housing, here this black coated one. What's so special about this trigger are the internals. The piston seal right there is of heat-treated steel, which makes it extremely hard. And the trigger seal inside has a small wheel on it and is also double heat-treated. It's so hard that with those seals I can scratch, for example, the stock seals of my Marui Vista 10. So this trigger will not wear it's so tough. What's also nice about this trigger is that it's a two-stage trigger. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, two-stage triggers are also used on real precision rifles in the real still firearm industry. It's basically, I engage the trigger and the beginning of the trigger is very light, that's the first stage. And then in the back I can feel the second stage where the shot is about to break. And once I pull through the second stage, the shot goes. And this gives you just a little more control on your sniper rifle and on your shot, so you can time a shot a little better. For example, for a moving target, that's very important. So that's also a nice feature about this trigger. The trigger travel of the first stage, it's adjustable with this tiny screw here, which is also nice. And another nice thing about this trigger is that the spring guide stopper is made of heat-treated steel, and it sits perfectly on the spring guide stopper, which centers the spring guide stopper exactly in the middle of the cylinder, which means that there's no friction when you pull it back. It's an amazing trigger. I like it a lot. Also has a safety, of course. Here we have safety, functional safety. Now let's get to the outer barrel. One of the things I love the most about the sniper rifle. Just look how awesome this looks. It's a fluted drilled outer barrel. It's made of CNC machined aluminum and it has a thickness of 4.5 millimeters, which is, if you compare it to most sniper rifles out there, it's just a massive barrel. There's no way you can bend this barrel. And what's nice about this is that it perfectly sits inside the stock of the sniper rifle. There's just no outer barrel wobble. And to ensure additionally that there's no wobble, the bipod adjustment stud of the SSG24 is screwed into the outer barrel, as you can see right there. This stud is also made of steel, so it will not rip. And it basically just pulls the barrel into the receiver to make it a perfect fit so that there's no wobble whatsoever. What's also nice about the outer barrel is that the end cap, which we can see right here, it has an O-ring inside which stabilizes the inner barrel just inside the center. So that's a very neat feature. Now let's get to the magazine before we come to the precision part. The magazine, also a very nice feature, it's transparent. You can see how many BBs you have inside your sniper rifle when you just look at the bottom of your gun. And it holds 28 BBs, it's double stacked. And it's spring loaded, and it has this guide here on the side. So there's no way that you can kind of, put the magazine in on a very weird angle. Those guides will make that the magazine goes perfectly in and perfectly out, which makes for very smooth and fast reloads. And one of the features I love the most about this magazine is that the part with the feeding lips that go inside the hop-up chamber, where most of the feeding issues happen with most sniper rifles, it's separated from the body and it's also spring powered, as you can see here. So this part always sits perfectly inside the hop-up chamber, so there won't be any feeding issues, which is very, very rare in Airsoft sniper rifles. Also the mag well right here, made of a very high quality plastic. By the way, all materials used for the SSG24, it's not recycled polymer. It's all made from new granulate, which makes it very sturdy, very nice. And yeah, again, it's directly mounted onto the receiver barrel assembly, which means that the gun is a standalone system. It can shoot basically without the stock. And because of this, we can use different stocks like the M40A3 stock or some other stocks that I will come out with in the future. Clicks into place, just like this, the other way around. And yeah, so much about the magazine. Let's get to the precision part. How does this gun shoot so accurate? Now here's the answer to this. Let's get started with the hop-up chamber. On most Airsoft snipers, we have the problem that once they have the adjustment from the outside, it's only from one side of the hop-up chamber. But here in the SSG24, the adjustment arms are on both sides, as you can see right there. Also, the hop-up arm right here, it's made of CNC aluminum. So there is no tolerance, right? It's CNC machine. It's not some cheap injection mold plastic. And also, the hop-up arm has a 45-degree angle right there. So it sits perfectly on the hop-up rubber. It puts on very equal pressure on the hop-up rubber, which is made of very soft silicone. It is VS10 style. It's made after VS10 concept, so it's a very beefy hop-up rubber. And this system can hop BBs up to 0.46 gram BBs without any problem. You can basically, not just basically, you can actually overhop 0.46 gram BBs. So with this gun, you don't have to install an air hop, which is a very nice feature because on most sniper rifles, you need to do the air hop mod, which is, it's hard, but you don't have to do it on the SSG24. Now, I personally already tested the sniper rifle on around 10 games to test if I can really hop the 0.46 grams, even after a long, time period and after some shots, and it just works perfectly fine. I can overhop those BBs, so no air hop needed. I also personally don't run an air hop inside this gun. Here goes the hop-up rubber. And yeah, as already mentioned, adjustable from the outside, which is really nice. Also this assembly, the complete assembly of the SSG24 provides 100% seal. Let me demonstrate this real quick. So here we have the very smooth and nice bolt pull. Inside is an M180 right now, which I installed myself. Return is very smooth, as you can see here. There's just no friction, feels perfect. And now if I unscrew the end barrel cap with the O-ring inside, and I seal the inner barrel with my finger, you will see that the gun is completely sealed. Safety's on. Did you hear that? Let's do it again. Cock the gun, seal the tip of the inner barrel, shoot it, and you will hear that the piston doesn't impact on the cylinder head. Now when I release the finger, you will hear the piston how it impacts on the cylinder head. That's how an Airsoft sniper should be. Perfectly out of the box, just the way it should be. Okay, let's put this cap back on. Okay, let's get back to the precision part of the gun. Here we have the 601 aluminum hard oxidized inner barrel. 601, so very tight grouping, seals around the BB very well because it's such a tight barrel. And before the barrel gets assembled into the SSG24, it gets tested by the machine that it's completely straight, which is very important for an inner barrel. The inner barrel gets stabilized with a very high quality barrel spacer right here in the middle, and also the end cap has an O-ring inside. So the inner barrel, which is 475 millimeters long, gets stabilized first in the hop-up chamber, then in the middle by the barrel spacer, and then in the end by the end cap. So your shots will always be on the same point because the inner barrel is always on the same position. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's the most important features of the SSG24. I know that all of us airsofters like to customize their sniper rifle, and that's why the SSG24 is not just a complete sniper rifle, but it's a platform. Here, for example, we have the Novritsch M40A3 stock, which you can just exchange the stock from the M24 stock to the M40A3 stock by loosening a few screws. Now again, as I already mentioned, the SSG24 will always come in the M24 stock, but you can just change your gun to a completely new look, which is really awesome. This stock will be released in around few months, late spring 2017. And I'm already in the talks with another manufacturer, a real steel gun manufacturer, to get the licensing for another cool stock, but I can't tell you more about this right now. On SSG24, you can't just exchange the stock, but also there will be different auto barrels available soon. You know, the ones with the straight grooves, then flat ones, just the bull barrels, and all this kinds of stuff. Also, there will be extended rails and different bolt handles. Here we already have a prototype for the SSG24 upgrade bolt handle. And there will also be a silencer adapter available in the future, where you can, screw it in front of a sniper rifle and put up some insanely long mock suppressor to make it look cooler. So yeah, as I said, it's not just a complete gun, it's completely customizable. So what's included in the package of the SSG24? First, obviously, you get this insane sniper rifle. Accurate like a laser, powerful, you can take an M190 out of the box. All the cool features I just showed you, so a sniper rifle with no compromise. It's just perfect out of the box, and when you go to the field now and you suck, it's your fault. It's not the gun fault anymore, because this thing shoots straight like a laser. Now, additional to the sniper, you also get one bottle of Novritsch sniper BBs, which are high quality BBs. They are white, you can see them, very nice trajectory. 555 pieces in one bottle. Then you also get a sniper patch for your BDU. You can just stick it there once you run the sniper. Then you get an Allen key with which you can adjust the trigger of the SSG24. And you're also getting a manual. Now the manual is very short, but there's a reason for this, because it contains a link with exclusive video guides for the sniper, especially tailored for this system. So in this video guide, you will see how to maintain the gun, how to disassemble the gun, how to assemble it again, how to rack the bolts the most efficiently, what you have to care of when you transport the gun, how you adjust the stock to the length of your arms, all kinds of stuff you need to know when you're using this sniper rifle. And of course, one magazine and a barrel cleaning rod are included too. So as you can see, the SSG24 includes all the stuff you need. You can just go to the field and smoke everybody with the sniper rifle. Oh, and by the way, this gun case right here is included too. It's a hard shell case which will protect your sniper rifle when you transport it. It has 4 locking points right here, and it's just good to have one of those, because if you're transporting a sniper rifle in a soft shell, it might get damaged during transport, and with this you have the proper protection. When I was about to finish this project, I questioned myself, how do I get this rifle into shops? So I contacted some distributors and some retailers to get some of the airsoft industry numbers. Now here's how it works and how every brand on the industry does it. You have the manufacturing price, and the manufacturer goes to the distributor. Now the distributor usually marks it up to 20%. And then the distributor sells it to the retailer, and the retailer marks it up by another 30%. So I did the calculation, I used those margins from both the distributor and the retailer, and the result of this calculation is a retail price of a whopping $780. And after I saw this number, I thought, how did this happen? How can it be this expensive? Because I'm not selling it for this amount of money. So I thought, what if I sell to retailers directly and cut out the distributor? So that's what I'm doing, and so the price of $780 drops down to $650. But I still thought, it's too high. I'm not selling this for this price. What's going on? And then I had the idea, what if the gun gets sent to the customer directly? So the margin of the retailer and the distributor are just not there. And that's what I'm doing. So the price, the retail value of this gun of $780 drops down to $500. We only made 100 pieces of the SSG24, and this one is already mine and I won't give it away, so there's only 99 left. After those 99 are gone, I will start a pre-order until the 14th of February. And only those who order before the 14th of February will get the SSG24 with the neat-looking drilled fluted outer barrel, as well as a $40 discount. So then the end price for you will be $460 US. If you want to know more about this gun, go visit Novritsch.com. The link is in the video description. You can also click at the info card or this little link right here. And if you want to watch a gameplay where I already used this gun, go check out the video right here. This is Novritsch. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Haben wir es drin?
Passt.
Schaust du mir durch?
Okay.
Bin eh gespannt, wie es dir lecker wird. So geschmeidig. Ja, einen Shop müssen wir jetzt dann nachbauen. Hast du die Bücher schon drin?
Ja.
Ja, passt. Packen wir's.